My name is John Haug. I'm a master's student here, working under Dr. Dersick here at the Hill Engineering Research and Development Center. And so this building here was made by EcoHawks and Studio 804 to be a center where research could be carried out with respect to sustainable energy and transportation. And so behind us we have some electric vehicles to further that end of sustainable transportation, and the actual building itself has a lot of features in it to maximize things like light coming in through all the windows you see around us, sort of stuff like that, to minimize electrical usage. There's solar panels on the outside and other various means of construction in the building that really try to minimize that energy usage. And so back in the past, and really what I can speak best on, is our Jimmy EV right here. So back starting in about 2010, this started life as a 97 Jimmy and was converted into an electric vehicle with the thought process of, can it be done for a internal combustion and converting it into something maybe a little bit more sustainable. And so that's where it started life, and later on down the line, and as you see it now, it's taking part in a challenge given out by the U.S. Department of Transportation that KU, the University of Kansas Medical Center, and the University of Florida are all jointly working on to allow a system to be integrated into existing vehicles. So it would be an actual vehicle or agnostic system that would allow passengers to interface with the applications of the vehicle and the components of the vehicle, which would allow better mobility for passengers with mild to moderate cognitive disabilities, with the ultimate goal of the Department of Transportation being that these passengers could pull up an app on their phone and be able to call an autonomously driven vehicle, which like this, to come and pick them up, where they can have some sort of interface that a vehicle manufacturer could install on existing vehicles, and such as maybe like an integrated dashboard here with LED screens in the back or whatnot. And from that interface they can control vehicle functions like route destination, destination parameters, such as maybe avoiding highways if that's uncomfortable for some people and such like that, but also more simple vehicle systems such as the heater and air conditioning, windows, vehicle lighting, and things really of that nature. And so where I find myself working on this vehicle, and what KU is doing with here, is trying to create like a prototype for that system that we can take to Washington, D.C. and start to give sort of preliminary demonstration for the capabilities of a vehicle such as this. So what we're actually looking to do here is start to really put in some of those screens and work with an interface so that the passenger sitting here, and where our eventual passenger seat will be, can actually access all of these vehicle functionalities, while we, from a projector that we plan to have somewhere up here, can actually play like a video of a route maybe through DC or really wherever, and kind of showing like what a ride in a vehicle like this, really kind of what it'll be like at the end of it once that autonomous capability has been reached, and what a prospective passenger in the future might be able to expect for something like this. Looking forward to the future uses of this building and the future research projects that'll be turned out and allowed to happen because of this center and what it allows graduate students like ourselves here to be able to use it for.